Hey everyone, this is Ray with the channel LovewaterHealing, and I'm here to do a reading for all of my Leos for the month of January. Really appreciate you being here, and let's get into it. Realize that I'm a couple days off. It was when the energy drew me to want to be here to do the video for you, so I am doing it today, and I hope that you enjoy it. This can be for sun sign, rising sign. You can even watch for your moon. So the first card that you have is called Tarot. A tarot reading will inspire, give guidance, and create new paths for you. A reading is objective. There are no external authority deciding that you have been good enough to be rewarded or bad enough to have something taken away. For everything in the outside world is a reflection of the inner. Allow a reading to be what it is. Objective material flowing from your higher self to alert you to the truth and essence of you. A reading can show you where your potential life is. However, if you are not willing to make the changes that are being shown to you or have been brought to you from a reading, nothing will change. Each experience gives you the opportunity to move away from fearful thinking. You have the potential to be whomever you want. And a healer really is where you're pushed towards here. Yeah, Leo. You have a lot of healing ability within you. And you keep, saying like, oh, this isn't part of who I am, and I'm not going to follow these things that were told to me. So maybe you did have a card reading from somebody, and you've decided you're going to focus in a different direction because that's not who you are. Well, you are. You are a healer. You are a healer, and you have faith in being a healer, but you're choosing to want to be in a different space and place because you don't know how accepted that faith is around you. What we have to really understand is that this is a healing of yourself. We're not actual healers out there. We're just facilitators of the energetic vibration that is who you are. We look at you in a loving space. We don't look at you with what you have going on. We look at you like you are happy, healthy, and whole. We don't see the things that you perceive as part of your reality. We choose to see you in a loving, completely whole space. And that is what being a healer is. It's you making those choices to say, yes, this is who I am, because I'm choosing not to judge the person in front of me based off of anything they have going on physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally, because that's not my business. I only have control over myself. And that's what, when you continue to realize that, Leo, and you see that spot, and you're saying, yes, that's true, I only have control over myself, then you're going to choose to be in those places where you're saying, yes, I am a healer. Yes, I am healing myself every single day. I am always healing. Because you know, in that facilitation of energy of yourself, and you changing your emotional vibration and taking it from a space or a place that doesn't feel so delicious to you to a space that does, you know that you're healing on that emotional scale. You know that you're able to take those emotions from sadness, grief, frustration, whatever, jealousy, all of those places, and bring it into a loving space, a delicious space, some space where I choose to be in, because that's a choice that you make. And in that journey, there's a healing happening. There's life experiences. Sometimes you're then pulled out of that journey and brought somewhere else. And that's okay too, because the fire in the person that you are will continue to light your way. And that's what's important. And that's the healing part of it. That's the energy, that's the light that comes along with it. And once you're able to see that for what it is, the energy sort of overcomes you, and you're like, yes, I am healing. Yes, this is all happening for my highest good always. I know that these things are facilitating my natural ability to be able to bring myself to that emotional vibration, change my frequency as I am in this physical world to something that I want from something that does not bring me joy and was only temporary to begin with. Good news comes along. You might be traveling or really putting your vibration out there to get yourself to a different space and place. There's great communication that happens along the way. And there's a spiritual teacher or someone that comes in for you that you really start giving more attention to in your life that you weren't before, because maybe the belief system wasn't there, but now you're seeing it for what it is, and you're noticing that this is making you feel joy and you want to learn something more about or understand more of, so that you can follow your own bliss to the place that you want to go to. And that's the key, is there's no one else in this life. People will follow you along your journey and you will follow them. And it'll because it makes you happy or it doesn't make you happy. We follow people for both of those reasons. We make those choices ourselves, though. There's no one that's making us come along on their journey with them. We make the choice to make ourselves either the main character in the story, or we choose to tag along with who we believe to be the main character. And that's fine either way. Whatever brings you the most joy, that's where you need to be. And Leo, you are a fire energy. And it's going to be lit up a lot more for you here in January and then in February. You're going to just feel a lot more on fire. You're going to feel like you can get a lot accomplished. There's a lot of power and light behind you. And that healing ability that you have is healing yourself. And it's not so focused on healing others around you, because facilitating other people's emotional journeys is a lot of energy taken and spent filtering through your body. And you have to be willing to do it. You have to feel like, this feels good to me, that I want to be a conduit for someone to be able to recognize their emotional journey and say, I see you for the happy, healthy, and whole person that you are. I don't see the things that you choose to focus on from your past or what someone diagnosed or told you that you had. I don't see those things in you. And you'll start making those choices to see it from a different vantage point, because you know that you have the ability to be able to see people in that loving, unconditional space. Because that's all it's about. It's about being in a loving, unconditional space where you're able to say, okay, I gotta take a minute and I've gotta breathe and I have to meditate and I have to heal myself so that I can perceive other people healing also. That's what perception of reality is. I see myself in joy and I am having fun, and that automatically changes what I see in front of me. It's amazing how that emotional journey can take you and put you into a space, Leo, where you finally feel like you have the fire that you need to push yourself to that next frequency. Oh, there's a new home in your future too, or something new you're moving. Moving is a step in the right direction for you. So you're thinking about, where else will I live? What kind of house will I live in? What's place in the world where I live in? What places have I lived in already that brought me the most joy, and I can bring certain things from all of those places? And then how am I moving myself in that next direction? What does that feel like to me? How do I understand it better and then see the emotional side of it from my perspective, because I only have control over my own emotions and not so worried about how it makes other people feel. Let's see what your stone is for the month, Leo. What is the stone for Leo? So you can take a screenshot of this on your phone, or if you actually have the stone at home, you can wear it. This is aquamarine. And aquamarine is divine life purpose. So trust the signs in your inner guidance, which is leading you to fulfillment. So all that says to me, Leo, is that aquamarine for this month of January is going to be being able to show you in a direction. So you may want to hold on to it for a minute past January. Have it in a pocket, maybe a left pocket would be really good, so that you can be divinely guided and have the faith that the next direction that you go in is is where your life purpose is truly where it's at in this space and time. Now, I hesitate only because you're always living your life purpose, whether you believe you're living it or not. This is always where you're at in time. There is nothing in the past, and there's no tomorrow, because once you get to tomorrow, it's today again, right? So it's just like, I think about the movie Groundhog's Day, where we're constantly like living the same cycle every single day, and that's sort of how we live the physical existence here on planet Earth. We have perceptions of time, aging, and all those things that make us see the time move a little bit differently. But if we didn't believe in any of those things, and we didn't have all of those things like that exist, our time perception would be much different. We might live for what we consider to be hundreds of years because our time frames are completely different. How we live in time and space is not actually real. It's something that we've constrained and put ourselves to in order to create more continuity within the human experience, right? Bringing people together and working in groups. And it's like more of a control mechanism than anything else. So if we learn to live outside those constraints, and we live in the space of here and now, and realize that tomorrow will never come, and yesterday is gone forever, then where do you have yourself? What choices are you making for yourself as you move forward? When you see and have visions of where you want to be, what does that feel like? What does that healing journey look like for you? Where are you at temporarily now as you see that you have to move through the emotional scale? When you have to move from a place that doesn't feel good all the way to a place that feels good. Just jumping there is not something that is easily done. So if you're able to see it like, I'm in this space of sadness, or I'm in this space of anger or jealousy, or wherever your emotion has you, you know that you're able to heal up that emotional scale and get to the place of joy and love. And this is about you feeling good for you and having control of your own emotions versus thinking that you have control over other people. This is just about you. This is always going to be just about you. Your perception of other people in front of you, how they treat you, how they talk to you, the person they are in your life, is all based off of how you perceive them to be. That's all it is. And when you are not on the same level and your emotional frequency does not match the other person, you will find yourself in a space, in a place that does not necessarily feel the best. Because you've now created something that you don't want, because you are not willing to hear, see, or even experience the perception the other person has of you. And that has nothing to do with you. That's all about where they're at on their emotional scale and their frequency, and where they are choosing to have themselves. So once we realize that we have no control over anyone outside of ourselves, and we only have control over who we are and where we're at in every moment of the day, like, choose to have fun, choose to not care about what other people think. And in this journey, if you decide that you start seeing people from where they're happy, healthy, and whole always, then you are the healer. You're the healer of yourself, because you can't perceive someone else to be like that unless you perceive yourself to be like that. And I guess that's where we have ourselves. So new beginnings are on the way, a new home if you want it. I'm excited for you. And that divine purpose being sort of put out there for the universe. I guess it's time. I guess you finally asked for it, and now it's coming to fruition. So just allow it to flow. Let it come into your experience, Leo. And that's all I have for you. I really appreciate you being here. As always, love your water and love yourself. And I'll see you on the next video. Love you.